I've got another video explaining a problem that I was having with my pickup of getting a lot of metal in the oil. And if I remember to, I'll put the link for that in the description. But one of the things, and I guess I should say too, talking about a 2001 Dodge Cummins, although all of the Cummins in the Dodge pickups take the same oil filter for, to my knowledge, from 89 all the way to 2024. This filter here is not actually intended for Cummins, but it is the same thread, or let me rephrase that. It's not intended for a Dodge pickup Cummins, but it is the same thread, which is inch by 16. But the BD means that it is a dual filter, and so it has actually two filter elements inside of it that are stacked together like so, with a little like gasket in between them. And theory being that one is, and I forget, don't quote me. Of course, you can look up the part number if you're interested, but one of them I think is 20 some micron, and the other one is like 12 or some shit. But theory being that it's a full flow, actually I forget which one's which. Okay, it's a full flow and a bypass filter in one canister. So I decided to buy one, put one on my pickup, see what I thought of it. Since then, I've actually found that the Ford 6.7 oil filter, Baldwin, the Baldwin 6.7 Ford oil filter is the same thread as the Cummins, but is a much tighter filter element that's inside of it. Baldwin says that it's an 8 micron absolute. And so since then, I've been running that filter on there. But I didn't find any videos that I can remember of these, so I did want to show that this was actually two separate filter elements in one canister. And in case anyone has been following along, yeah, it doesn't look like it in the video, but to the eye, it actually looks like the metal's getting, I'm getting less metal in the oil filter on my pickup, although, like a dumbass, I forgot to write the hours on it, or the mileage on it, so I don't remember exactly how long that was in there. What is also interesting too, when I change the engine oil filter on my pickup, I also did the engine oil filter for my welder, and my welder has actually been looking really, really good up until this change here. And this change here, I had switched to Rotella T6 540 in a Miller Trailblazer 325 with a Kohler EFI engine on it. And previous to this oil change, at 644 hours, from 0 hours to 644, I was exclusively running Royal Purple 1030 HPS oil in it, and never saw this level of metal and contamination in the filter. And so that kind of leaves two options: either the Shell Rotella T6 540 is doing damage to the engine, and that, wear metal is new, or I actually think more likely that the Royal Purple oil allowed deposits to build up in the engine, and putting the Shell Rotella oil in there is actually starting to clean that shit out of there. So I'm going to do another oil change on the Trailblazer welder here very soon, and take a look again at the oil filter and see what that looks like, to try and figure out which one of those options that it is. And I'll keep updating on the Rotella oil as things happen and as I get more hours on stuff. I believe, don't have any evidence yet for it, but I do believe that is deposits that are being cleaned out. And if you're wondering what that pattern is on the inside of the oil filter, I run these filter magnets. They're a half-round neodymium magnet that snaps onto an oil filter and traps ferrous material on the inside of the oil filter. And so that's what that pattern is in there, is any ferrous material being trapped in the filter. Yeah, for what it's worth, there you go.